Morning, Collective. Patriot White Hat Earth Alliance update on October 1st. And it's 11:11 a.m. And I was like, Spirit, you're going to have to show me a sign if these are the messages you really want me to bring. Because I just wasn't feeling it. I was in my head. And then a couple of people with their dogs come walking through the pathway, and one was a Rottweiler, goofy Rottweiler with a ball in his mouth. And anyone that knows me knows how much I love the Rottweiler. I love dogs. I love animals. But the Rottweiler is, to me, it's a special kind of dog. So seeing that, I was like, wow, okay. Then I asked for another confirmation, and I'm not going to give away all how the universe confirms me, but there's many ways. So at 11:11 a.m., the message is, Christians interpret repeated sightings of 1111 as a spiritual sign to be alert, acknowledging God's presence, or a call to a personal spiritual awakening, possibly referencing Hebrews 11:11, which discusses faith in receiving the impossible. Faith in receiving the impossible. Mission impossible? Nothing's impossible when you have faith in God. In God we trust. I trust God. I do, because I know I've seen miracles. I've been through miracles. So I know there's a reason for everything. Everything happens for a reason. And my reasoning is I want to do what God puts in my heart. So Hebrews 11:11 and 11:12 gives a very personal example of how one man's faith influenced an entire nation. Verse 11 is better rendered, by faith Abraham, even though he was past his age, and Sarah herself was barren, was established to become a father because he considered him faithful who had made the promise. God keeps his promises. God keeps his words. And I know Spirit wanted me to touch on the laws of the universe and why it's important to follow the laws. Because some people get upset and try to blame things on, oh, well, if there was a God, things wouldn't go on in the world the way it does. There's laws set up. Like just for instance, a tragic accident. If somebody's flying, like I seen on Facebook, it was someone filmed a motorcycle. The kid was flying in and out of the traffic and crashed into the back of a Jeep on the highway. And they said it looked like he was going to die. And someone like serves him right for weaving in and out. And people get upset and stuff, but still, it's a tragic accident because he wasn't obeying the laws of the universe. That's not God's fault. The laws have been set up. It's been said. It's come through to many of us. The laws doesn't change. Just we are the ones that need to make the change, to be the change, to change within, to become godly righteous, not self-righteous. Because when we become self-righteous with our egos, we think we could get away with certain things, and I'm guilty of it. That's why I'm still in awe at all that God has continuously shown, and that's why I preach the gospel, which is the good news, but also I study Constitution. I don't have all the answers. I've went vast. I've studied past history. I watched the news this morning for one of the first times and seen that the government's, whatever it is again, whatever they're calling it. But the Democrats were blaming the Republicans for Stonewall, something to do with the Medicare. And it's like, I think this cabinet knows what they're doing. And the media and the Democrats, they're still trying to stir the pot and, complaining about the Medicare and everything else. Do we need it or do we want it? Because wanting it and needing it is two different things. So this morning, I wanted to eat waffles with syrup and peanut butter. And I did. And then Spirit was like, well, you're not going to sit around the house all day and not get any exercise since you wanted to eat like that. Otherwise, I would gain matter without working it all off. And, and it's okay, I don't have to. But then you start if you don't take care of your vessel in the right way, you start losing control of that. So to stay in a balance, it's to know the understanding of it all. And That's why we continue preaching the gospel, which because it's God's words. It's God's words, but it's in the science behind things too. You know, I just explained it. You know, and that's why the 7 deadly sins. Sin won't condemn you, but it don't get you into a balance and into understanding of those 10 commandments. You know, why those 10 commandments are very important. It's called prescription to life. Those are God's laws, and if we don't understand how to follow those types of laws, we can't do God's will without understanding that at a deeper level, at a core level of our being. And you know, I'm here to teach, and I said, Fowler, is this making a difference? They hacked into my stuff. I can't get into the platforms that I used to have at least somewhat of a following, so I'm limited. And you know, that's okay. I just do it the best that I can. And when Spirit confirms, we, you know, have choices. When it's put back into my heart, I was like, am I being annoying or anointed? You know, it's a fine line in between. So it's just teaching. I don't know if this is, you know, helping people that do watch it, the videos. I sure hope so, because it's called The Great Awakening, and it's no judging on us human parts, because we've all been there. So everybody wakes up at their own time with that Holy Spirit touching them. And that's pretty much the message, you know. And as we say, stay up and stay blessed, because the truth is we all are. We're living through amazing times. The best is yet to come, and there'll be one day 1,000 years of peace. It's in God's words. You know, God's faithful, and when he speaks it, it's there. It's written. It is written, so it will be. Peace.
To China. You hear about all of the people that say, well, deficits, if we have a deficit with the country, or if the country has a big surplus with us, like China has a massive surplus, that they take and they spend on their military. Well, we don't want that. It's the only chance our country will have to reset the table. Because no other president would be willing to do what I'm doing or to even go through it. Now, I don't mind going through it because I see a beautiful picture at the end. But we are making tremendous progress with a lot of countries, and the countries that really took advantage of us are now saying, please negotiate.
Now, the temporary pain in the portfolios of the wealthy, it does not compare to the pain that globalization and bad trade policies inflicted on the American heartland.
Collector 555, the real Ishmael Perez speaks. Listen.
In Quantico, Virginia, President Donald J. Trump delivered what may one day be regarded as one of the most consequential speeches in modern American history, okay? Proving the existence of the Q operation. Standing beside, of course, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, and facing an audience of America's top military brass, generals, admirals, and special operation leaders, Trump made statements that actually stunned those that were paying attention. Well, in an atmosphere thick with secrecy and tension, he did confirm what his most loyal supporters had long believed, right? That he was the chief and commander for 3 consecutive terms, right? The continuity of government, right? That he never relinquished control of the republic. And of course, we knew that, but he revealed it yesterday at the meeting. So, Quantico, right, is not just a military, or what we call a Marine base. It houses the Marine Corps Intelligence Operations, FBI counter-terror training, and Elite Special Forces Command. Did you guys know that? Well, Trump yesterday, delivering his speech at Quantico, sending a direct message to the very infrastructure of the U.S. military and intelligence community operating behind the curtains since, of course, what we call the stolen ELECTIN 2020. What happened, right? Well, Trump's words echoed like a cipher. He said, I was 45, 46, and 47 on paper, okay, that he was not only the 45th president, but that Brandon was listed, that was not listed as a 46th president, okay? And when you really think about this, guys, This was the dash between 45 and 47, right? The controlled interval in which the American public was allowed to witness the deep state's full rollout, right? The elites thought that they had seized power, but in reality, they were operating inside a containment operation. Well, Trump did not lose the 2020 election. Let's just be real, right?
Didn't let them steal it.
Staged the loss to expose the system. While under emergency powers and military continuity protocol, he maintained control behind the scenes while Brandon acted as the visible head of state.
Told you.
Well, the roots of this shadow presidency could actually be traceable back to Executive Order 13848, which was signed on September 12, 2018, right? Which declared a national emergency over foreign election interference.
Hey, Collective, Patriot, White Hat, Earth, All Alliance, All Eye on the Ancestors, Alliance. Update, 1:44 p.m., October 2nd, 2025. And I chose 144. Well, Spirit came through. Wanted me to get out there and speak on the 144 in Revelations. You can look it up, Google it. You know, the 12 tribes and the lineages, how we're here to break curses and follow the truth and the way. And then also Revelations 2:28, which gives us the morning star. And Jesus promises all those that are faithful to him, weather the storm, that he will grant them, that morning star, the salvation through him. We all strive towards knowing Christ. And I got to really get close and have an understanding, a deeper understanding of the rejections that Christ had faced. And I'm not comparing my life to Christ. I'm a sinner. Christ didn't sin. But I can understand when people go the opposite way of you for preaching the gospel. That's it's painful. It's painful, but it's necessary, whatever it is, as far as everything happens for a reason. And all these reasons is I'm learning more and more lessons as I go. And, as it does hurt, doesn't hurt just my heart, it hurts our Lord's. So now it makes me realize how many times my own shortcomings, my own transgressions against our Father hurt his heart. That's the morning star. Every morning we have a new day to try again. That's the Cain and Abel story. I said this. And I bring messages, and after all that has happened, I was like, I didn't trust the government. I didn't trust the justice, JUSTICE, department. I felt it was a conspiracy. It just wasn't lining up. Things weren't adding up. So I did a lot of praying, and this has been years. And I did a lot of warning, as in Ezekiel 3:17, as a watchman tells the wicked to stop and make things right, do things in the right sense. So as I was praying, a gem come through, as one of the collective readers say, let's tap in to these gems. The gem come through. I wrote it down, but I actually remember it because it just happened a little while ago. I was like, oh, thank you, Spirit. Because I thank Spirit all the time for all the grace and the revelations that I've been granted. So, when your trust is broken so bad in a government with, crooked things going on, you say, how are we going to end up trusting? Well, when the government puts God back into the forefront of where it always should have been. I remember our Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the Republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So, I've got people upset with me, like as if I lost the whole generational family wealth by allowing these foreclosures and fighting this fight. And I said it before, well, if I have to lose the battles to gain the kingdom of heaven, then so be it. I can't change what I'm already doing, and that's staying with the truth. And if the truth's going to set us free, I'm going to believe the truth will set us free. So whatever's going to go on is going to go on. So what come through is, in God we trust. Isn't that on some of our coins? And speaking of coins, I've got a song and a bunch of pictures and information that I've put in a song that's Insecurities by Razor and Guido. Insecurities. It's tearing us apart if we're insecure. Well, who's securing who? We need to secure up our borders and be a country under God. Back to the spirituality of being righteous and justus. Justus. There's a difference. You can look it up. You can Google it. It means righteousness. So they even had the nerve to put the bats on a quarter. I should send a picture. 2020, the year of the bat, on our back of our quarter. That's how much. I don't know if people notice these things. I noticed it, and it made me upset. And, you know, they're minting our quarters in this country with the bat and Chinese symbols. You'll see it. I took pictures of it, and I got nothing against the Chinese. You know, there's good and evil in every country. We got to fix this within ourselves. That's going within to change the out. And I'm not calling people wicked, but as the 144, God says how he holds back. The four angels are holding back before he wants all his children sealed on their foreheads before let go. And, you know, I feel like we've been sealed on our foreheads. The light, that's the light. And this is why we get attacked so much, and that's okay. But more and more people will come to the light when they start understanding the science behind it. What's the science? The science is it takes, we've heard of, we are what we eat. Well, if we're eating bad foods and getting sprayed with metals and chemicals, then that's not gonna, you know, have us be connected. So that's why they try to keep us disconnected by spraying all these chemicals and doing all these different wicked things that just not letting us know the truth. Then you got the news selling their stories, and it's hard to discern. Discern means find the truth. And we all get tricked up. It's AI, and we get so quick to share the messages before we pray on it and see if the ancestors come through, or the Holy Spirit comes through and guides us. When we really strive for that, that will take place. It's a true living thing. I've been following. It's all God's glory. It's all Christ's grace for all Christ's glory. That's you know, the morning star 228 promises to give to those that weather these storms. And that's pretty much the message. And as we say, stay up and blessed, because the truth is we are. Peace.
You a photographer. You could be someone that posts. You have like a page, okay, where you post your artwork, you post your pictures. So somebody finna book you. A famous person finna book you, okay? And this is gonna make your business skyrocket. It's gonna be a lot of people. You're gonna catch a lot of clients, a lot of action from this recognition.
When you look at me, I just see your light.